Sean Salisbury here for Open Sports. Let's hit some college games with some major issues and major bowl games on the line, as well as conference and division championships. How about starting with Penn State at Michigan State? The key to this one, see how many carries Michigan State's Javon Ringer gets. They're going to Penn State. If it's 30 or more carries, I believe Michigan State can pull off the upset. If not, tough place in Happy Valley. They're a better all-around team as Penn State. They'll win and they'll be heading to the Rose Bowl. But watch Javon Ringer and Michigan State's carries and how physical they are. TCU and Air Force. TCU hosts Air Force. TCU obviously the favorite, but Air Force with their ability to run on the edge and get inside and pull that ball out on a fake and then get on the edge, and then every now and then with the play action on the throw, the run game, a few big plays like that can put TCU in a bind. I like TCU, but I love the dedication and the way Air Force plays and competes. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, number 19 versus number 20. Can Dave Wanstead's Pittsburgh Panthers go on the road and play a good Cincinnati Bearcat team? Both these teams are headed to a bowl. Cincinnati obviously the favorite in this. This will be one of those cold, chilly, old-fashioned football games. How about Florida State at Maryland? Maryland's got a chance to win the ACC. At number 23, they're playing really, really good football, and Ralph Friedgen knows how to get his team ready against top-ranked opponents. The key is they're obviously ranked higher than Florida State, but they have to recognize who Florida State is because they play down to their competition, does Maryland. But Ralph Friedgen at home, I believe this team's going to take and beat Florida State and continue on their quest, kind of like Oregon State out in the Pac-10. I don't think a lot of people expected them to be in this position, but they're in this position. And if they take care of their business, Maryland got themselves a great, great opportunity come bowl time at the end of the season. The Brigham Young at Utah, another huge football game. BYU on their way to Utah, not a very far trip from Provo to Salt Lake City. BYU, we know about the passing game and we know what they can bring, but the other side is the top of the highly, highly ranked Utah Utes, and this football team can play. This is going to be physical. This is not just Mountain West finesse football. I know how Utah wants to play. I know how their coach Kyle Whittingham wants his team to play, and Brian Johnson, their quarterback. Max Hall obviously has been great for BYU, but every time a big play is needed to be made for Utah, Brian Johnson has made it. I'm taking Utah in that home victory, but BYU's passing game can keep them in this, and they can pull off this upset. And then the big game of the week, Texas Tech against the University of Oklahoma in Norman. The Sooners, Bob Stoops' team, there's been questions. Can they stay relaxed and can their legs be fresh at the end of a season? Bob Stoops is one hell of a football coach. Mike Leach, he's going to come into this football game and wondering how the Oklahoma Sooners are going to defend him. Is it going to be rush and pressure and blitz all the time against a good offensive line for Texas Tech and try to hit Graham Harrell before he can get set? But remember, he stays in the gun most of the football game, if not all of it. And then they've got a better running game this year, does Texas Tech. But then are you going to play Michael Crabtree man if you blitz? If they break one tackle, those are a lot of home runs. I think it's going to be played the other way. As I said in my written blog, I think that Oklahoma is going to play Tech this way. Rush 4 and 5. Drop off, not give up the big play, catch and tackle, and try to disrupt slants and crossing routes rhythm to make Harrell hold the ball so those 4 or 5 guys can get there. That'll be the key. On the other side, Sam Bradford, who's had a great season. The Heisman Trophy may be on the line in this game. Sam Bradford has an opportunity. If he makes big plays in this game, he could jump to the forefront of the Heisman Trophy, but he's going to have to. And Tech on the other side has been able to get a few stops this year when it's mattered. They really have, and they're a better defense. They're going to have to come up with a few because Oklahoma could score from the time the team bus arrives from the hotel and from Texas Tech from the time they leave Lubbock on their way to Norman. That's how quickly both these teams can score. So stopping Sam Bradford from making big plays. And then the biggest key for both is if you exchange field goals for touchdowns. Not going to happen. Both these teams can hang 50. I'm taking Texas Tech 41-38 on the road, beating Oklahoma. While it wouldn't be an upset, it's still going on the road. That's a tough place to play. I know Tech's ranked higher. This is a great football game with two coaches, Stoops and Mike Leach, who respect each other. I think if Mike Leach wins this, he's the National Coach of the Year. Graham Harrell may sew up the Heisman. And the best football player in America, regardless of the Heisman Trophy, is Michael Crabtree, the wide receiver for Texas Tech. But do not discount Oklahoma's explosiveness. They're going to need to make a play, some hit and some fumble. And one thing that we kind of overlook in a game like this with so many offensive weapons is field position and special teams. I promise you it will come to fruition. I'm taking Texas Tech. I think it's a dream year. I think they're going to end up playing somebody like Florida in the national championship game. I'm Sean Salisbury for Open Sports. Enjoy your college football weekend.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.